Hello, it's GotAUkulele.com. I'm really excited about this one. It's the first time I've featured this brand on GotAUkulele. It's probably one of the most revered and oldest commercial brands around on the planet. Some would say the ukulele brand that most of the ukuleles have looked up to, and that brand is called Kamaka, and this is their HF-1 standard. It's a soprano scale instrument, and they call it their standard. Just a word about that. Yeah, it's a soprano scale. For those people who think sopranos are toys or not serious, this is the most revered ukulele manufacturer on the planet, and they call their soprano a standard. So get off your high horses if you think sopranos aren't serious. This is a very serious instrument. HF-1 standard soprano, made of all solid koa wood in Honolulu in Hawaii. That is to say, that's solid wood that has been seasoned for 4 years at the factory before it's made into an instrument, so it's not just thrown together, so it's not going to split, it shouldn't bow, and it's absolutely beautiful. This is the standard, so this is pretty plain grain for Kamaka. They do some really fancy claws and curls, but even on the plain grain, it's beautifully book matched. It's got this wonderful shimmer, as you can see in the light. It's thin, it's light, two-piece sides, equally beautiful back with the same sort of shimmer and flame, but that really is kind of pretty stunning, isn't it, for solid koa. It's finished in a gloss. There's not mirror gloss, sort of a hand rubbed back gloss, but it's really nice and protects the instrument. And I think it's absolutely beautiful. Really nice swoopy curvy shape as well to it there. We've got a rosewood slotted style bridge with a Tusk compensated saddle. Easy string changes, not too big, not too much wood there on the vibrating top. Nice and diminutive for the soprano scale. And looking inside, as you would imagine, really neat and tidy. Notch linings, simple bracings. Kamaka logo with the individual serial number on the label, but also on the neck block up there, embossed on in a metal plate. Really nice quality. The neck, Honduran mahogany, single piece, naturally finished in the same gloss. Nice and flat profile up here, typically Hawaiian, bit narrower than I would have thought at 34mm, but perfectly playable. And that's finished with 16 nickel silver frets with a standard 12 to the body joint. They are dressed wonderfully. We have outward facing dots at 5, 7, 10 and 12, and a single solitary dot at the 7th. When I say just give us a dot, that's all I ask for. It's not much to ask. I'm really pleased to see that there. Past the Tusk Nut, incidentally the setup, just perfect. Past the Tusk Nut, crown-shaped headstock. No, I'm not going to moan about that like I do about people who copy Martin, and that's because the Hawaiians did this first. Martin, if anything, copied these. It looks really nice. It's finished in book matched 2 pieces of koa veneer, and there's the double K Kamaka logo. You'll notice this one's slightly different. This is because this is from the centenary year in 2016. All instruments made that year have this logo. 2017 onwards, lose the scroll and just get the double K. Otherwise the instrument is exactly the same, so you can take this review to mean HF-1. Just because I have one from 2016, it gets that logo, but it's the same instrument. And that logo is done really, really nicely. Inlaid completely flawlessly in abalone and mother of pearl. It's really nice. Flip over. Yes, pleased to see those. These are rear-facing GotAUkulele planetary tuners. They have gears inside them, but they look like friction pegs. They're really small, they're really light, they really suit the instrument because we don't have any ears. Completing the package, we have black nylon strings, which I'm afraid I don't like. Now, I don't mark reviews down. I'm not going to mark this one down, but I will be changing these. The gauge is heavier than I would like. I don't like the feel of nylon. It's quite stretchy and soft. I think it's too rich sounding as well. So you get those. You also get probably the nicest hard case I've ever seen to come as standard. Really good quality handles, blue plush interior. I mean, this is just absolutely stunning. And obviously the Kamaka logo on the case. Now people say, oh, Kamaka really expensive. This was brought from Duke of Uke in London in the UK for £780. Yeah, that's a lot of money. It's not a lot of money compared to some of the really high-end stuff out there. It's more than the standard Canalea and Koaloa Sopranos, but then you're getting this case as standard, which you don't get with the Canalea. That case has got to be worth £100. So maybe it's a £650 instrument. Still expensive, granted. But really, for all that 100 years of heritage, 100 years plus of heritage, I don't think it is that expensive, actually. Anyway, setup, perfect. Build quality, perfect. Balance, perfect. Light, super resonant. What would you expect? It doesn't have the punch and snap volume of something like the Ken Tims or some of the Martins that really bark. It's loud enough, it'll hold its own. The strings are obviously affecting that as well. But where it beats those is this just breadth of tone right across the strings, right across all the notes. It's got a richness, a warmth, a jangle. It's got everything you really want from a ukulele. I love the tone of it. I love the tone of it. I prefer it finger-picked, but... See, I don't like these nylon strings. I find it quite easy in my playing style to push them out of tune because they're so stretchy, but oh, that's lovely. I think it's absolutely stunning. Ignore the strings, ignore my playing. That's not a criticism at all. This is an impeccably made instrument with a lovely, rich, broad tone to it. I can't find a single fault with the build. It's just wonderful. The Kamaka HF-1, handmade in Honolulu in Hawaii. I kind of see what the fuss is about with Kamakas. I really do think this is the Soprano and probably the ultimate ukulele that all of the brands since have looked up to and tried to beat. Some possibly do, some get close, some are miles away. And Kamaka just keep on keeping on doing what they do. They don't really change a huge amount, and you can see why. Why mess with a good formula? Absolutely stunning, highly recommended, and one of the best ukuleles I've ever played.